New Year's Eve had arrived, and a group of friends had plans to celebrate together at their friend Mark's house. Mark had left for the holidays, entrusting his house to them. The group was no stranger to this place. They had spent countless nights here, often pulling pranks on each other that took advantage of the house's eerie reputation. The friends had decided to meet up at Sarah's house first before heading to Mark's. Everyone was excited about the night ahead, except for Jake, who lived closer to Mark's place and had decided to go there alone to set things up a bit. As Jake walked down the dimly lit street, the cold breeze seemed to whisper secrets of the past. The moon was veiled behind a thin layer of clouds, casting an unsettling glow upon the surroundings. As he approached Mark's house, he couldn't shake off a sense of unease that gnawed at him. Unlocking the rusty gate, Jake entered the yard and the front door came into view. Just then, faint noises reached his ears like whispers carried by the wind. A shiver ran down his spine and he mumbled to himself, "Those bastards are playing with me." Brushing off his unease, he walked up the porch steps and reached for the doorknob. Just as his fingers brushed against the cold metal, the noises grew louder and more distinct. The windows rattled as though a multitude of hands were pounding on them, and the door trembled as if a crowd was demanding entry. His heart raced, and for a moment Jake couldn't comprehend what was happening. The cacophony was deafening, yet he could not see anyone. He took a step back, his eyes wide with disbelief. "They have gone too far," he muttered, his voice trembling. But doubts clawed at his mind. Could it really be his friends? Or was there something more sinister at play? The moment of terror seemed to stretch into eternity, but as soon as he took another step back, the noises ceased abruptly, leaving behind an eerie silence. Goosebumps formed on his arms, and he couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes were watching him. Fighting the unease, Jake turned on his heel and fled the porch. The road seemed to stretch longer than usual, each step echoing with the pounding of his heart. The chill in the air seemed to have sunk into his bones as he raced towards Sarah's house. Meanwhile, at Sarah's place, the rest of the group had gathered, their excitement building as they get ready to leave when Sarah's phone rang. It was Jake. His voice was trembling, and his breath sounded heavy. Sarah put him on speaker. "Look who decided to join the living," John exclaimed, nudging Jake playfully. "Seriously, man, you sound like you've seen a ghost," Lisa added with a chuckle. Gasping for breath, Jake managed to explain, "You guys won't believe what just happened. I went to Mark's house and I heard these strange noises like someone was knocking on the windows and the door. I thought it was you guys messing with me, but then it got really intense and I got freaked out and left." The laughter died down as his friends exchanged glances. Sarah frowned, concern replacing her amusement. "Wait, are you serious?" "Yeah, I've never heard anything like that before. I'm not joking." Jake said the mood turned somber and the group decided to head to Mark's house together to investigate. As they arrived, they noticed a figure standing beneath a streetlight not far from the house. The light revealed Jake's ashen face, and relief washed over them. It was clear he hadn't been playing a prank. Something had truly rattled him. "Hey man, you good?" John called out as they approached Jake. "Yeah, just shaken up," Jake replied, his voice still quivering. As they all piled into the car, the friends couldn't help but tease Jake, making light of his fear. But as they neared Mark's house, even their playful banter couldn't fully erase the unease that had settled over them. Once inside the house, Jake recounted the events once more, his voice steadier this time but still filled with uncertainty. They decided to search the entire house room by room, only to find it empty and devoid of any signs of intrusion. "Maybe it was just the wind," Lisa suggested, trying to rationalize the unsettling experience. "Or maybe we're just so used to messing with each other in this house that our minds are playing tricks on us," Sarah added. Despite their attempts to brush off the eerie encounter, they couldn't deny the lingering sense of unease that hung in the air. They agreed to spend the rest of the night outside, huddled together, and watching the stars. The house that was once a playground for their pranks now felt like a place haunted by something they couldn't explain. Midnight and fireworks lit up the sky. The group exchanged glances, the memory of the unsettling noises fading as the new year began. But deep down, they couldn't shake the feeling that something had been awakened that night, something that would continue to haunt their thoughts and test the limits of their understanding of the supernatural. And as they laughed and celebrated the new year under the stars, the darkness seemed to listen, its secrets waiting to be revealed in the nights to come.